Hello scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am back today with my second layout for Make Paper Art. If you didn't know, I am designing for her this month as a guest designer. So I don't know if you can tell on your screen, but I have a cut file there still attached to my Silhouette cut file mat, and I am going to do some fun watercoloring with it. But first I wanted to pick out my photos. So here you can see I am pulling out some photos of my kids when they were about, I think, 3 and 4. This is Jonas and Brennan. They were the only two we had at the time, and they had picked out pumpkins. We had gone to a pumpkin patch, and so yeah, that's what I'm trying to decide which ones I want to use. So here you can see I am starting to watercolor, and what I ended up doing was I added, I think, a yellow and an orange, and I am just going to paint a bunch of these. Well, actually I'm going to paint all of these little pumpkin trios. This is the pumpkin trio cut file that I am using for today's layout, and you can find this in Make Paper Art's Etsy shop. I will make sure to leave links below. But here you can see I'm just gonna use a bunch of different orange and yellow colors and kind of mix them together there on the left hand side. I apologize that you can't really see me mixing them. This was at the beginning of October, which I was out of town, and so I did have to make this layout while I was in a hotel room, and so you can tell that my setup and everything is a lot different than normal. And yeah, so I'm not going to make you watch all of this, but I did kind of want to show you what I was doing to watercolor each of these pumpkins. Sorry, I lost the word for a minute. And I am actually going to use the insides of these pumpkins to create some cards later on in the month. So I don't remember if I recorded those or not. I'll make sure to post that if I do. Okay, so here you can see I have these 4 photos, and I am actually going to come back later, and the lighting has changed because it is at night, and I decide to go with just 2 photos out of the 4. At first I was thinking maybe I would do a double pager and use all 4 photos, because these are some of my absolute favorite photos from when Brennan was little. You can also see here that I have that cut file pulled off of my Silhouette Cameo mat, and I did add some green to the area where the stems are. And this is where I'm going to start getting down to business. So I decided to use just a plain off-white background, and I'm thinking here I definitely want to create like a scene. So at first I'm thinking I'm going to use both of those cut files. So the larger cut file and then the smaller version of the cut file, which I just made it smaller in Silhouette Studio, and then cut it out smaller. But in the end, I'm actually going to change it up, and I really had so much fun using this cut file. Here you will see I am going to kind of play with the background a little bit. I couldn't decide if I liked the pattern background or if I just liked the plain off-white background. So I'm going to kind of go back and forth, and eventually I do decide on the plain background. So here you can see I'm pulling in some of my September Click Kit, and I'm trying to figure out what exactly I want to put behind these cut files to back them, because I knew I wanted to add some backing in the form of paper, but I wasn't quite sure the look I was going for. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I am just going to mat my photos. I'm going to cut them down pretty close to just Brennan, because they were 4x6 size and I did want them to be a little bit smaller. So I'm going to crop them in quite a bit, and I'm going to use that, oh, I can't remember what collection that was from, but that was in my, I think that's Wild Heart. That was in my Secret Not Secret kit. So here I am using some more off-white paper, and I'm just going to mat the photos both on the off-white and then that leaf paper. So I am kind of mixing my kits a little bit. I'm going to use some of my September Click kit and then also my September Secret Not Secret kit, which was Wild Heart by Crate Paper. And the Click kit was, I think it was Webster's Pages, The Good Life, as well as the Floor collection from Kaisercraft. Here you can see I'm still torn between that striped white and black background and the just off-white. So I'm going to text Hannah in a little bit and I'm going to be like, help me, which one do I use? So I'm going to come back here and you're going to see that I have just the plain off-white background, and then also I have backed my cut files. And I do decide to just use the big cut file and I'm only going to back that one. And then I also decided to make a little shaker pocket. And I absolutely love this shaker pocket. Now that is using the Spiegelmom Scraps sequin mix, and it is, I think, Vintage Elegance, I think is what it's called, or Vintage Winter. I can't remember. I'll leave a link below so that you can find that sequin mix. And it's just got black sequins mixed with white flowers and some green leaf type sequins. It's a really cute set or mix, and it's one of my favorites. So here you can see I'm just adding some embellishments, and I just had so much fun. I knew I wanted to add a little embellishment cluster in that top left or right hand corner. So I'm going to add that tag, and that is for my September Click kit. And then I'm going to add those two little ephemera pieces from that kit as well. One says "You Have My Heart," and then another is an arrow. And then I'm going to add a little tag for journaling behind the photos. So I'm trying to make sure that I don't glue the photos down. I needed to like make a glue pocket. I don't know if that makes sense, but I wanted the tag to be able to pull out so that I could do journaling on there. So that's kind of what I was doing there. And now here I'm going to add this, what is that called? A clip? Safety pin. That's what it is, safety pin. And sorry about my head there. I think I was making this layout like 2 a.m. It was crazy how late I was up, but we had kind of a busy day that day, and it was kind of an off day, and so by the time I actually felt like scrapbooking, it was like midnight. So I had a lot of fun scrapbooking away from home. It was a different experience, but it was a lot of fun, and I really absolutely love how this layout turns out, and it absolutely helps to have amazing products to work with. So using this Pumpkin Trio cut file from the Make Paper Art shop was probably my favorite part of the whole layout, and then my September Click kit was awesome as well. So here you can see I'm just making a few little clusters. I'm going to put one down here next to that far right pumpkin. And I'm going to add some extra sequin clusters. I'm also going to add the title, but I think I add the title off camera because I couldn't decide what I wanted the title to be. I knew I wanted it to be something about Brennan picking the perfect pumpkin, but I couldn't decide where I wanted to place it. And so I think I do that off camera. But here I'm going to go ahead and start gluing everything down. And I think this is the end of my layout. I am going to add some splatters, and I go kind of splatter crazy. So please forgive me. I kind of wish I hadn't done as many splatters as I did. And again, I'm not sure if I do that on the video or not. Like I said, it was late night, and so I included some things, and I don't remember what else I included. So here you can see I'm placing these piles of sequins around the layout, and I'm going to start gluing those down, and I think that is it. Make sure you follow along the hop. If I didn't say so, the other design team members and I are doing a fall themed hop with cut files from from Amanda's shop. So make sure you check out the links below, and I will see you guys again very soon. Bye!